So I am doing a video today on some finished artwork that I made into zines this summer. The two zines are very different, and I'm going to do a different format in that I'm going to talk about them and show some art as well. Please excuse the lighting. The sun keeps going in, out, and it's late November, so I'm using what I have. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is Lost Girls, Brave Women. I did this as a reaction to a documentary I watched on Channel 4 on YouTube. It's on YouTube as well. It was Our Autism Scandal, Locked Away, Our Autism Scandal. It's free to watch. I do suggest that you're mindful of when and where you watch it because it's quite horrific. And it was one of those documentaries that left a lasting impression and left me thinking, what can I do? So I signed the petition that a mum set up in aid of her daughter and in aid for psychiatrists to get better training around autism, because in the UK, autism and mental health, there's no specific there's no law that covers people in that area. So those with autism can get misdiagnosed, they can get really ill-treated, and there needs to be a better practice, a better safeguarding, a better standard for people who have autism and mental health difficulties. This is Lost Girls, Brave Women. I have 3 pieces of artwork here and I'm unsure where one is. And I didn't know that until I started filming. So in these artworks I've done for the zine, there was 3 girls and a man featured. I wanted to focus on the girls because girls are heavily misrepresented, misdiagnosed, and not believed, or not. The questions in a autism assessment have always been geared towards the male thought process and the male domination. I write about this in my introduction quite openly. So I wanted to, as a female, I wanted to do some female portraits because that's my thing. So I really wanted to do portraits because when you paint a portrait of someone, they become something bigger and they become something etched into people's minds or remembered. And essentially, I really wanted that for these people, especially as this is a portrait of Amy, and she spoke out and then was treated horrifically afterwards. And at the end of the documentary, there wasn't any major changes. So you can just imagine the courage it took to do that, knowing that there probably were going to be consequences, but that person did it anyway. So I played around with acrylics, and I did a portrait of Lauren, and played again with acrylics. I had some paint pens and I did it for another portrait in here, and then they ran out. So this was a learning curve. I'm not sure if I 100% like it, but I'm glad that I just like fair skin and blonde hair. I think that looks okay. And then I did I tried something out from a book, probably a Jane Davenport book, and I wanted to do these like shapes and then a face. So they didn't necessarily have regular bodies. And then from a crafts magazine book that I got from a charity shop, I use the collage, and I love this image of like mother and daughter and how she's like holding her in a quilt, and then there's like a flame still burning, and I just thought they went together beautifully. Again, this was me trying something out. I've never tried this style before, so I'll show you the inside of the zine, how it turned out, because there's another portrait in here, and I bet after this video I'll find it. So here's an intro, and I've got the petition here. So this is Danielle in the film, and she did have glasses in the film, but she was fairly young, and I wanted to like portray that with like the face shape and the eyes. Again, I use my paint pens, and you can see that it's very faded, but at the same time I think it showed like a lot of light on her face, and I needed to get myself into trying out different mediums again. I think it's printed quite well. I added the names on top as a tribute, and also kind of a play on like tattoo, I suppose. I think it worked quite well. And again, there's the petition on the back. So although it might sound quite a dark topic and a deep topic, I think it's something really, really important. So I wanted to put it out there. Okay, and then we have, this is the original of a study break zine. Originally this was going to be something about the summer holidays, because I did it in that time. So basically in the summer holidays I was determined to make a handmade zine, and I set aside some art papers. As you can see, this one is like quite thick paper, because I was like, I'm going to draw on this paper. And I left the book like this for ages, and then I ended up coming up with some titles like about, fun, savor delights, experiment, draw, pause, and so on. And then I just filled it with snippets of things we did, ideas I was having. I tried to keep it consistent in that some of them have like lined paper on, and some of them just have like my own writing wherever. I really wanted to capture some of the summer holidays, because I work term time, and summer holidays is this like long time where it gives me that space to experiment and explore in a way I probably wouldn't if I worked how I used to, and how I probably will again, in more like having holidays during term time. So I think these topics as well really relate to me and a lot. So a lot of times in the holidays we'd be planning things, and then some cool stuff would happen when we didn't plan. We'd be doing low spends and no spends, and making new things. So this is the original. What I did, learned and drew the summer I was not in college. And this is the printed one, which I think's come out really well. I'm really happy I put tape in between each page, because it gives that element of consistency. And the stickers I used for the titles. So overall I'm really happy, and you can definitely tell the difference between having like a 18-page booklet, 15 to 18 pages, and 8 pages. Very different, but equally interesting experiences to do. I actually used Mixum for my printed copies, and I had a really good experience. I even had like a good experience with liaising with the customer service, and after some time of the admin of inserting pages in the right order with the right file names, everything was smooth from that point. That was the only frustrating thing. I think I've used Blurb before, but Blurb is minimum 20 pages, and I could have made this 20 pages, but it would have just been full of like random photographs from the summer, and I wanted to keep it more geared towards like hand drawing and handwriting. So these are my zines, and I hope to put them up on Etsy and maybe, who knows, go to a zine fair in the future. This has got me really excited to make other art series into zines because of the fact that I have portraits all in one place, and I'm really happy that they are done. Thank you for watching. This video was made by Taryn.